All right, so in this tutorial, I'm just going to show you how to basically draw something. So the easiest way to do it is actually take something you already have. So I'm just going to do File. I'm going to import. I'm going to import right to the stage, or actually we'll import to library because that'll be a little bit easier. And I'm just going to import this drawing I made in a different program. So there it is right here. If I did import to stage, it actually will show up right there. I'm going to take it. I'm going to drop it in here. There it is. Woo! Okay, so I got this guy here. It's a raster image, so on and so forth. I'm going to go ahead and add another layer by clicking on this little button here. Oops, sorry, not that one. This one here. I'm going to take this one. I'm just going to lock it. Okay, so that makes it so I can't draw on it. I'm going to go on the one above it. And I am going to zoom in here. All right, so I got this guy here. This is what I want it to look like. Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and figure out the general orange shape first. And then from there, I will make the other pieces. So this is sort of, if you look at it, a rectangle-ish thing, okay? So I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and go to the rectangle tool here. And I'm going to switch to properties so I can see the colors. And I'm going to change my fill. Actually, I'm going to hit the, I'm going to click on this. And then I am going to click on, we'll say this color, okay? And I'll click on stroke, and I will click on this color, okay? So that doesn't quite work. I'm just going to go black because I want it black anyway. All right. And I'll click, and I'm going to drag, and my stroke's gigantic. That doesn't work. So my stroke's at that. I'm going to go ahead and change that to 1. Let's see. That's better. So I'm going to take it, and I'm going to click and drag like that. All right. Now, I'm going to switch to the select tool, and I'm going to take this point, and I'm going to put it up roughly where that point is. Take this point and put it up roughly where that one is, and I'm going to take this one, put it roughly at the bottom there. Okay. Then I'm going to click and drag. See how you can pull these down? Like so. I'm going to pull this way. I'm going to take this one, and we'll kind of go like that. Oops. That's not quite what I wanted. Okay. Like that. Let's see if I can get this to, yeah. So I'll go like that. I'm going to take this one and kind of pull it this way. Now, if you look, if I take this and I'll just move it out of the way for a second. See, there's more variation in it than just these one curves. So you could do it a couple different ways. The way I like to do it is actually just cut a line. So I'll just take this line tool, and I'll just cut where the bends are. So I'm going to cut one here, and then there was also one here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch back to my select tool. I'm going to grab this line and pull it wider. And then I'm going to grab this and kind of pull this up. And I'll take this one and kind of pull this one a little bit wider, and then we'll pull this one a little bit wider because there's a little bit of a part there. Then I'm going to take this, delete, delete, just click on each, oops, click on each one of these, delete, delete, and delete. And voila, I've made that shape. Oh, I just got to pull this up. Okay. So I made that general shape just doing that. Now it's a little bit harsh here, so I might try and like see if I can curve that a little bit better to make it look a little bit nicer. There we go. All right, so I got that general kind of shape going, and that works for me. So I'm gonna double click on the inside, take this, pull this off. All right, so I got that general shape. Now I'm gonna do some of these other pieces in here. Okay, because I'll take each one and I'll just put them across. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do this headband. I'm gonna do it the same way. I'm gonna click and draw roughly where the headband is. Click and draw roughly. That's not quite where it was. We'll say something like that. I'm gonna click on this one, delete, click delete, click delete. I went to just my select tool by hitting V. This one, delete. I'm gonna grab my paint bucket, and I'm gonna choose this color and a paint bucket inside. Switch back to the move tool by hitting V, or the selection tool, and I'm just gonna kind of pull it like that. All right, so you can see I got those pieces. If I look at this, the eye here, it basically looks like a circle with a little nuck on it. So I'm just going to go to my tool here, and I will change my stroke to black, and I will draw an eye. And I'm going to zoom into this, so Control++, and I am going to go ahead and grab that line tool again, and I'm going to click from here and drag up like so. Switch to my selection tool, pull this over this way a little bit. Let's see. We'll say that's good. And I'm going to zoom out, Control++, And I'll put this roughly where I think the eye should be, which we'll say is right there. And I'm just going to Control D to duplicate and pull this over. And I'm going to use my arrow keys to just kind of slightly put it there. I'm going to move in a little bit. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller than that one. So I'm going to switch to my transform tool. And we'll just kind of make it a little bit smaller. Okay, good. So I got my two eyes there. That's the thing. Now let's do the hand here. Okay, so the hand's relatively simple. I'm just going to draw a little, oops. Okay, I got this. I'm going to click on here. I'm going to choose this color again. So I click there, change my fill. I'm just going to draw a little bit of a hand. And if I hold Control and do the scroll wheel, that also pulls it in. And what I want to do is actually want to see how this is a triangle? So I want to do a couple things. I'm going to switch to my direct select tool. Or actually, sorry, I'm going to switch to my pen tool. And I'm going to go delete anchor point. And I'm going to delete one of the anchor points. Okay? Because see how there's these 4 there. Now there's only 3. Get rid of one of those. Switch back to my selection tool. I'm going to select this bottom piece and delete that. Okay? I'm going to pull this up here. Pull this one up here. Pull this one here. And then I'm just going to curve these. Click and drag. Click and drag. Gonna pull this guy up. Good. And then we'll zoom out. I'm going to double click. Take it and put it right there. And then I'm going to duplicate that. And I'm going to use my transform here. And I'm just going to click on the one side and pull it to scale it the other direction. And I want this to be on top of it. So I'm going to switch to my select tool. And we'll just, I'm going to hold, so that V for the select tool. I'm going to hold shift and double click while I'm holding shift. I'm just going to pull it over top of it to roughly where I think it should be, which we'll say is right there. Then we'll hold shift to double click, add it to it. I'm going to pull it back. Okay. All right, so we got that. Let's go ahead and do a mouth. So, actually, we'll do the feet next because those are probably the next thing. So to do the feet, I'll do it yet another way. We'll do the pen tool. So I'm going to switch to the pen tool. And I'm going to click. And then I'm going to click and drag. Okay, you want to drag in the direction I want to go. Like I'm going up. So I'm going to drag in that direction. I'm going to click and drag. I'm going to click because it's a hard edge. Then I'm going to click and drag. And I'm going to click and drag. I try to do it at each one of the apex. Like see how it's convexed here, then it's concaved. Then see how it's a hard point, so I'm just going to click. But see how it's round here, so I'm going to click and drag. And then we'll click and drag just to help support it. And then I'm just going to end it right here by clicking on this. Boom. All right. I'm going to use my direct select tool. And I'm going to move this piece a little bit up over here. I'm going to zoom in a little so I'm not getting so snappity snap. So see how I made it curved here? I kind of don't like it. So I'm going to switch to underneath the pen tool to convert anchor point. And I'm going to tap. And that converts it to a straight. Back to direct select. And we're just going to kind of pull it up here. And we'll say that's good. I'm going to go back to my select tool here. I'm going to select this, double click this shape. And I need a fill, right? So I'm going to go ahead and go to my fill tool here. And we'll just click in. And that will fill in that shape. Come on. Control. There we go. Control, mouse wheel. And I'm going to take this guy, double click on it. And I'm bringing it over here. I'm going to duplicate it before I pop it on there. And I'll switch to my transform. And just click and drag to make the other side. Alright. And I'm just going to take this guy, double click, and I'm going to drag it roughly where the foot would be. Switch to my transform. Rotate it up a little bit. We'll see there. And I'm going to move it roughly there. Double click this one. Put this one roughly where I want it, which would be right there. And then what I'm going to do, is zoom in here. And I'm just going to get rid of these extraneous little solid pieces. So it's all one piece. I'm just kind of pull that up a little. Okay. And I'm hold space bar. Do the same thing here. Click on this. All right. So it's not. So you see this isn't quite overlapping. If it doesn't overlap, it won't cut in. So I'm going to overlap it. And then it will allow me to delete the extra nublets. There we go. Okay, so now we got the feet done. Next, we'll do the mouth. Okay, so the mouth, I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to do this mostly just by drawing lines. So I'm going to click here, drag to here. I'm going to switch to the V real quick. Boom. And then I want to switch back to the line tool, which I'm just going to hover over, and it's N. That way I know what it is. And I'm going to click and drag to here. And I'll hit V. Pull this down. And I don't know why I put it there. That's actually not a very smart spot. It was poorly placed by me. So back to N for the line tool. And we'll click and drag there. There we go. V. And I'll pull this down. I'm just going to delete this piece here. And I'll put that there. And I think I need another little bit there, so I can do it a couple different ways. I'll just do this. I'll click and drag across, and then hit V for the select tool, and then I'll just delete these extra pieces after I built it. And we will, oops, come on. And like that. Maybe pull this down a little bit more. Okay, pull this a little bit more. Control Z or Command Z. Okay. Just trying to roughly get this guy to make the shape. Alright, let's okay. Then I'm just gonna draw another line for right there. Here to here. Gotta make sure they overlap or they will not it will not work. Good, it did overlap. Take this, pull this way, take this one, delete, and zoom in and grab anything extra. Good. Okay, now I need to draw the mouth. So I'm going to click and drag, then we'll click and drag, and click and drag, like that. Okay? Hopefully that'll be enough pieces to make the shape. So boom. Then we'll kind of go like this. Oops. Looks like it's not quite enough for what I need, but we'll work with what it is for now. Then I'll delete these extra bits. Okay. And I'm looking at this, and I wish it looked a little bit better, so I'm going to go ahead and draw another line across here. And switch back to the move tool, and this way I can kind of round this out. Leave this kind of rounded as it was. Round this out, and then I'll delete these extra little parts. Good enough. Okay, so now we got the mouth, so now I just need to color it in. So I'm going to go to my fill tool, and we will click on this. Boom, and we'll color that in that. And then I will again click on that, boom, and color that in there. Okay. And I'll hold V, click and drag, and put it right here. All right. And I'm gonna skip the pencil and the paper for now because that's really not that big of a deal. So now what I can do is try to generally make this look a little bit better. Which could be a little bit of an issue. Okay, so you can see there's this nice little core shadow here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shape in general. I'm going to just the shape. Click on this, this, and this. I get those three. Okay, let's try it again. This, and this. Not that. Just the fills. I'm going to Control D. I'm going to pull it up here. Get it out of the way so I can work on it. Okay. Then I'm going to duplicate this again, and I'm going to take it and kind of go like this. So it's slightly overlap. This is where the shadow is going to be. I'm going to change the color to anything. I don't really care. Like green. Click off. I'm going to double click on it. Delete. Delete. I will leave that part. Then I'm just going to take all of these. So I'll take these ones, and I'm just going to select them, and I'm going to choose a different color. We'll do something darker. So say that, and then I'll take this gray, I'll take this, and we'll go like that. And then I'm just gonna select this whole bit here, take it, plop it back over here, and put it over top. And let's see, that looks pretty good. I lost a little bit of my lines there, but you can see now I added like kind of a pseudo shade. Although, where's my arm? Oh no! I lost my arm somehow. Oh well. I don't know what happened to the arm. I did something there. But you get the basic idea. We can make some graphics that way. Alright?